Good day, viewers of Android Studio. Our topic is top 5 PHP frameworks. So, what are the top 5 PHP frameworks? Number 1 is Laravel. Laravel is topping our list of new. This is a new yet extremely popular framework. It was released in 2011. Laravel has swept the framework arena of its feet and has been topping the charts for quite some time now. So why? Why do you think Laravel is topping the charts? Because it actually simplifies process of development by uh, reducing the complexity of common tasks. And those tasks are sessions, routing, queuing, and authentication. And what also makes Laravel popular because it has a good documentation page. And apart from that, it has a Laracast. So going back to the documentation page, let's click this. And as you can see here, its documentation page is really very well written, so clean and easy to navigate to the different topics of the documentation. And going back, they have a Laracast, and their Laracast is really a comprehensive uh, video tutorials of Laravel itself and PHP, of course, PHP in general, then testing, JavaScript, and tooling. And actually, they have a lot of courses in here. They have here, uh, of course, Laravel and Symfony, another framework to be discussed and included in this top 5. JavaScript, Nova, PHP Unit, Visual Studio Code, CSS, Sublime Text, and they even have MySQL, and they have PHP Storm, OOP, and Laravel Mix, Laravel Forge, and Laravel Livewire. So this is a fairly comprehensive website. And the nice thing with this is this laracast.com is actually free. You don't need to pay anything to access this website. So that also makes Laravel popular because it's really free to learn. You don't have to pay anything uh, to their educational content, to their tutorials to be able to learn Laravel. And next, number 2. So we have Symfony. So Symfony is number 2 on our list. So what's with Symfony? So it was launched in 2005 and has existed far longer than most PHP frameworks in the business. It showcases that it has held the trust of developers for over a decade, maturing with age. It is an extensive PHP framework, the sole framework which follows the standards of PHP and web completely. And actually, Symfony is the one used for or used by popular content management systems or CMS such as Drupal, PHP Bulletin Board. I know you're familiar with those things. Oro CRM. And actually, this is the first choice of many developers due to the availability of reusable libraries and components. So for variety of tasks, also like authentication, templating, object configuration, and much more. And Symfony is as a good documentation page also. So let's look at the documentation page of Symfony. It's here. So you can see that they also have here, this is also a good, well laid out documentation page. And they have Symfony Cast also. So just like Laravel, which has Laracast, they have Symfony Cast and they have tutorials here. Video tutorials here, fairly comprehensive also. So what are the topics here? Really about Symfony and other topics like Drupal, JavaScript, protesting, OOP, and developer tools. The only catch is that it's not free. So that's the advantage of Laravel because Laracast is free, while Symfony Cast is subscription based. So you have $19.99 per month for the yearly subscription, and if you wanna pay monthly, it's $24.99 per month. Okay, and you can negotiate that if you're on a team. Okay, next. Number three, Codeigniter. Actually, Codeigniter is really, this is the top one I think before, but it actually uh, nearly went off the grid, or it nearly went obsolete because the earlier developer or support giver for Codeigniter uh, wanted to drop this, but a certain educational institution, I think, actually adopted Codeigniter and maintained this free framework here. So Codeigniter is number three on our list. So it's a lightweight framework that's known for its small footprint and hassle-free installation with minimalistic configuration prerequisites. Simple yet powerful. It's a mere 2 MB in size, which even includes the documentation. Okay, that's good. It's highly suitable for the development of dynamic website as it offers, of course, many pre-built modules that help in the construction of strong and reusable components. So let's see. It has a good documentation page. So let's see the documentation page of Codeigniter. So it's here. Okay, it's here. And let's go back to our slide. So they have online user guide, or UG, online UG. This means user guide, which is the documentation. And they have the offline user guide. So you can actually download the offline user guide and put it in your htdocs. If you have a local PHP and MySQL installation, which is usually inside your htdocs folder, whether it's a XAMPP or MAMP, and you can put this there and you can navigate that documentation even without an internet connection. So we can demo that for you. And they have their API docs. Okay, so what's the other thing? They have a big community. Let's go to their community. So Codeigniter community here. You can actually visit the forum. So you can see their forum here. Okay, there's a lot of topics here in Codeigniter forum. And you could, they have a Slack page actually. So you can go there and join their Slack page. Okay, so I'll just show you the here. If we could go to, I would activate my map here, so you can see the local documentation that I have downloaded. So I can see my map. Where is it? It's here. I'm gonna activate my local server so that, okay, let's go here. So you can see here my user guide for Codeigniter. I have downloaded this. So you can just go to the docs here. And it's here, Codeigniter, local user guide. You just can navigate here even without internet connection. You can see your user guide for PHP here. Okay, so let's go to number four. Number four, Laminas. So what is Laminas? Laminas is actually the formerly Zend Framework. So if you're familiar with that, so it's I'm not really familiar with what Laminas does, but I just read the past review of the Zend Framework. So it's extendable due to features such as interfaces and inheritance, built on agile methodology aiming to deliver high-quality applications at an enterprise level. It's entirely object-oriented and was built keeping speed, security, performance, and extensibility in mind. Offers high customizability and stands with PHP's top practices. Highly beneficial for developers who wish to incorporate project-specific functions. So that's actually for the Zend framework, but I am sure that those characteristics was retained in Laminas. Okay, so of course they have their documentation page here. Okay, they have a fairly clean documentation website, and they have their API tools. Yeah, it's the same with Codeigniter. If we go back, they also have their uh, API docs here. Okay, so I don't really know what's this API docs, but I think it's uh, for these templates provided by the framework. Okay, so let's go back. And they have a good community. So Laminas has a good community here. Okay, they have a community wherein you can just check about any. I think it's a Slack community here. They have a visit Slack here. Or okay, it's the same. This is actually the community page. So let's click one of this. Okay, this is their forum here. Oh no, this is GitHub. This is their GitHub. So maybe their community is inside this Slack. So I have to visit their Slack community here and sign in. Okay, let's go back. And rounding up, we have the top 5 FuelPHP. So FuelPHP is actually a flexible and extendable PHP framework which is not limited to the basic model view controller or MVC pattern, but also its successor, the HMVC or Hierarchical Model View Controller, HMVC, at the framework architecture level. It adds a voluntary class known as the presenter class, previously the view model, in between the controller and view layers in order to hold the logic required for the generation of views. Actually, FuelPHP is security focused and tackles the concerns using number of features which include input and URI filtering that's important for security, along with output encoding. Many other features that come with the framework are HMVC implementation, URL routing system, caching system, and vulnerability protection. So Fuel PHP is apt for delivering end-to-end web solutions of different sizes and complexities. So they have a good documentation page here. Okay, so this is their documentation page and they have various topics which you could go there. Okay, and actually the one I clicked prior to this Fuel PHP API documentation. This is actually the documentation for the API. So let's go back. So this is the API documentation. So the same with Laminas and Codeigniter, they have both API documentation page. And for the language itself or the framework itself, this is the documentation for FuelPHP. This is version 1.8.2. So it's also a cleanly laid out website, but not as clean as the documentation of Laravel. I like Laravel best. And they have forums, of course, being at the top 5. You should have a forum because forums are very important for those wanting to ask questions and clarifications from other members of the community. Okay, this is a busy forum, so a lot of people are actually using FuelPHP. Okay, so that rounded up our list. So let's go back. Let's go back to our. So number 1 we have Laravel. Number 2 Symfony, and number 3 Codeigniter, and number 4 Laminas, formerly Zend Framework, and rounding up number 5 FuelPHP. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers of Android Studio. Keep watching our channel. Keep inviting others to subscribe. And if you have not subscribed, please kindly do so by clicking the subscribe button below this video. Thank you and bye-bye.